Rising FC and Showcase Honda, thank you all for your outstanding service to our round.
All right. By the way, you do things to my. Yeah, you like that, Santi? See?
Jose's microphone. Checking Jose's microphone.
Hot off a riveting draw against the Western Conference champions, Phoenix Rising FC return home to the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex to take on an expansion side, Fresno FC, in a Western Conference clash. Good evening, everybody. Tyler Terrence, along with ex-German pro Devin Kerr. And Devin, we have two high-octane offenses going at it today. Phoenix and Fresno, both with 9 goals on the season. They're both in the top 10 in that category in the United Soccer League. Should be some fireworks here tonight.
Well, and Fresno a little bit better than their record indicates. You know, they're 2-1-4, but they've dealt with a lot of unusual circumstances and happenings in their first few games. A couple red cards, PKs, early goals. Adam Smith telling us what has hurt them has also made them stronger. Phoenix, on the other side, has let too many teams hang around. They need to tighten their grip down the stretch and not allow their opponents to stay in these matches so they can finish them off and get the 3 points they're trying for.
Fresno currently 2-4-1 on the season. Phoenix 3-2-1 after their draw against Swope Park, which finished 2-2. All 4 goals coming in the second half. And for Fresno FC, one of their big signings in the offseason coming over from Tulsa, and a man who torched Phoenix last time he was here with the Roughnecks, Juan Pablo Caffa.
And Juan Pablo going to give you a million different looks. You're going to see one right here. He can beat you in the air. Nice flick to the back post. That's the goal against St. Louis. But also, he'll beat you from the spot. Set pieces, corners. He really is a magician. You'll see him all over the field. He'll play in the 10 role. He can shift out wide. He'll even step back into defensive duties. He's been an excellent addition for Adam Smith and the Foxes.
Phoenix fans will remember the absolute laser that Juan Pablo Caffa had towards the end of the season in 2017. And one man who Phoenix fans are more than delighted to see that's got on the score sheet finally is Mr. Billy Forbes, coming off a goal and an assist in that 2-2 draw against Swope.
Well, it seems the theme for both squads is going to be addition, and Billy Forbes has kind of been hot and cold in the first few games that we've seen him this year. But when he has been hot, he has been on fire, doing an absolutely amazing job on the left-hand side. Started off in the first game, great assist to the back post off the byline to Solomon Asante, who opened up his campaign for 2018. Continuing on last match, doing such a good job in support, moving up and down. Just need to keep an eye on him. Seemed a little bit gassed towards the end of the last game, but was a much better addition on the left-hand side of the pitch.
Phoenix looking to get back in the win column after a loss and a draw. Fresno FC trying to get their 3rd win of this season. Two of the best offensive teams, not only in the Western Conference, but in the United Soccer League, going toe-to-toe, and it's all coming your way next.
If you just sign that first
I'm
one
so
there.
sorry. I don't feel comfortable signing that.
I don't get the math here.
Was this the same car we talked about?
What's this dealer preparation fee?
I'm so sorry. This just is not.
What we talked about.
Get the car without the car salesman. Carvana, the new way to buy a car.
Phoenix Rising FC and Didier Drogba are turning up the intensity this season. Join the action at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex in Scottsdale and enjoy $1 beer night and a car giveaway from Carvana. Next up, Phoenix Rising takes on LA Galaxy 2, Friday, May 4th at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets, phxrisingfc.com. Phoenix Rising FC, rising as one.
At Showcase Honda, we want to show you the best. Let us show you our massive inventory of new Hondas, like the 2018 Honda Accord, 2018 North American Car of the Year, Honda Civic, or Honda CR-V. Or let us show you a certified pre-owned Honda, one of the best values on the road. And let us show you an unmatched sales and service experience. Only at Showcase Honda. Easy to find on Camelback Road just west of the 51. Online at showcasehonda.com. Get to the show.
Do they want to just skip me and go right into... Welcome back to Phoenix Rising Soccer, everyone. Now, superheroes are on everyone's mind after a certain movie came out this weekend. But right here, we have our own superheroes that I'm dubbing the dynamic duo, Billy Forbes and Solomon Asante. The two connected for both of the team's goals last match, one of those being Billy Forbes' first goal of 2018. Now, I talked to him at practice about that and how he felt about scoring his first goal, and he said it was an absolute weight off his shoulders, and now he can play a lot freely. And let me tell you guys, if what we saw previously was him not playing freely, I think it's going to be a major villain for other defenses in 2018. Back to you.
Thank you, Jose, and we're going to be looking for both Billy and Solomon to provide that attacking source for Patrice Carteron's side, which time and time again has been looking to be the spark and to give these fans a world-class entertaining brand of football. Again, Tyler Terrence along with ex-German pro Devin Kerr, Jose Bosch along the sideline, and now a look at the starting 11 for Fresno. And Devin, you and I talked off air. Is this actually what we're going to see from a tactical standpoint from this Adam Smith side?
Well, we'll start off right off the bat. Alex Cooper's going to be on the left-hand side, Cannon Veo on the right. The thing is they've been shifting. 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 3-4-3, been all over the place. Keep an eye, watch them throughout the match. They'll be shifting all over.
Kafa and Jamal Johnson are the ones to keep an eye on up top. Both of them have 2 goals at the start of the season. And for Phoenix Rising FC, Kevon Lambert serving his suspension after the double yellow against Swope Park Rangers. Colin Fernandez will slide inside, paired up with James Musa.
Hey, Chris Cortez is going to step out, let the Jamaican Jason Johnson step in. And I like what Jose Bosch said. Billy Forbes, confidence is key for him. Last year, 10 goals, 9 assists for San Antonio FC. At the end of the year, couldn't get it done. The confidence wasn't there, wasn't finding the back of the net. This year, gets the goal. Expect him to tickle the nylon a little bit more.
Billy Forbes still trying to acclimate to his new environment in Phoenix, as it looks like our referee, Greg Dopka, is almost ready to get things started here in the desert. Phoenix will be in their red kits with the black shorts and black and red socks. Fresno FC will be in the all-white kit with the blue trim. Fresno currently 2-4-1 on the season. Phoenix 3-2-1. 2 teams that very well could meet in the postseason as Greg Dopka gets us underway. Phoenix and Fresno 90 minutes ahead. Tyler Terrence along with ex-German pro Devin Kerr. So glad that you can join us for what should be a scintillating 90 minutes. And right off the bat, Jamal Johnson, the 32-year-old, is actually born in Patterson, New Jersey, sends it in. Amadou Dia called into action early. Strong work from Billy Forbes. Forbes is our player to watch for Phoenix Rising FC, coming off of that brilliant performance against Swope. Terrific goal and assist, setting up a Solomon Asante equalizer late in that one, answering the Carlton Belmar wonder individual effort. Here's Asante on the move, tries to send it across for Jason Johnson. And inside the first minute, we'll have our first corner for the match, and it's for the home side.
And inside the first minute, you see former Swope Park Rangers standout James Musa stepping up. That'll be an interesting dynamic in the holding midfielder roles. Kevon Lambert tend to sit a little bit more, and whoever was paired up with him, most often than not, Colin Fernandez, tend to step forward. Now with Fernanda and Musa in there, who's going to be that prolific offensives going forward? Not really sure, but I'll tell you what, both of them are more than capable.
Corner kicks, as always, brought to you by our friends over at Carvana. Solomon Asante standing on top of it. Colin Fernandez drawing out not 1 but 2 defenders as Fresno are forced to send 2 out. Asante, bicycle kick lined up from Johnson, wasn't able to connect. Sent back in by Mala, takes a deflection and another corner coming up.
I can tell you I'm a happy camper right off the bat as Solomon Asante has assumed duties, at least on the first one. You're going to see Colin Fernandez step in. Again, we've been very critical of him the first couple matches for Phoenix Rising. They've had a load of opportunity from set pieces, from the corner, and dead ball situations. Fernandez at times not providing the best of service. Patrice telling us it's something they've been working on the training ground. Keep an eye on that.
Fernandez, this time will be an in-swinger. Good ball. Phoenix claiming that one of their own was taken down, but no sympathy from Greg Dopka, and a throw-in coming up for Fresno.
I'm not sure how much sympathy Amadou Dia is going to get in the opening 3 minutes of this match. It was marginal at best. I saw the jersey tug, but nothing that a little friendly gesture can't fix.
Here's Juan Pablo Kafa, our man to watch for Fresno. Gives it away, now it's Billy Forbes. It'll fall for Awako. Good defending in the end from Fresno, as Awaka was one move away from having a clear-cut chance inside of the first 3 minutes. Rodolfo able to draw the foul as Mike DeFont got caught getting tied up with number 27. DeFont, of course, the loan from the Colorado Rapids for 2018. Came into camp and, as Patrice Carteron put it, flat out earned his spot in the starting 11. But at the same time, it'll be interesting to see what the back line is going to look like once Joseph Farrell is healthy and match fit.
Well, for Mike, he's been the benefactor of Joe Farrell and the injury that he sustained in preseason. Farrell kind of playing with a little bit of a foot and ankle problem, not really letting the coaches know exactly what was going on early on, but nursing himself back to match fitness. Patrice telling us that he's getting close to 90 minutes. And as you said, Tyler, that's going to be a fun battle to see those boys do down the stretch.
Here's Johnson, already 2 goals this season. Has an overlapping run, decides to go for goal from about 30 yards out. Easy work for Carl Wazinski as he makes his first save of the night. Phoenix last 2 results, 2-2 draw against Swope Park Rangers, and then of course Didier Drogba getting his first goal of 2018 in a 1-0 win over LA Galaxy 2. Drogba tweaking his knee in that affair, and Patrice Carteron just being careful with the 39-year-old, just making sure that he's 100% before they send him back out onto the field. As James Musa gets clipped up in the middle of the park. Musa pinging it to the left side, looking for Billy Forbes, takes it off the chest. Actually might have been his throat. And Rainish off of his line to collect.
That's what the Rising need to do, though. They've been a little bit methodical in some of their previous matches, and we know they like to play direct and they like to go fast, but kind of pulling off the gas a little bit. I like the opening movement, stretching the field. Again, you want to keep Kyle Rainish honest. Make sure Alex Cooper and Camden Feo are fully aware of the responsibilities that they have to deal with here this evening in the likes of Billy Forbes and Solomon Asante.
DeFont, penetrating pass in for Jason Johnson. Good work to hold it up for Colin Fernandez. His through pass, though, cut out nicely by Mickey Daly, who came over from OKC Energy FC in the offseason. Well, definitely some overlap between these two sides as far as the front office and coaching positions are concerned. It was Frank Yallop who was in charge of Phoenix Rising FC in their first season, branded as that. But after a couple of months, decided to step away from Phoenix. But then just shortly after was named the GM of Fresno FC when they were announced as an expansion side for 2018. And then it was Patrice Carteron who stepped in after Rick Shantz had about a few weeks to a month stint as the interim head coach. But Frank Yallop, certainly somebody who is respected and well liked around the Phoenix camp. Phoenix, good job to take the ball away. Jason Johnson on the other end, trying to send it across. Rainish able to hang on to it, and Jason Johnson does a full flip over the advertising stanchion and appears to be okay.
Well, that's exactly what the Jamaican provides, the dimension. You can see it, long legs just sprawling down the field. Good stuff from Phoenix. And to your point, Tyler, you and I had the opportunity to chat with Adam Smith midweek on that subject, talking about Frank Yallop and the transition from Phoenix Rising, now taking over the general manager position. And, you know, Adam was really nice about it. And he said, first and foremost, Frank's great. He's a friend. That's how I've known him, and that's how I've known him all the time. And it's been great. This is my first opportunity to work with him, to put his trust in me, and he's been hugely supportive from a GM standpoint. That he's great to have because you can utilize all of his coaching past, but he doesn't always throw himself in the limelight, and kind of he's not too pushy. Adam said sometimes he wish he was a little bit more and kind of put him in his place, but again, nice working relationship between those two.
Long ball sent ahead, not a bad idea, and Mike DeFont able to get a big clearance to it. Doesn't travel all that far, but out of immediate danger. Fresno on the move once more. Long ball towards the back post. Here's Daly. The captain, Juan Pablo Caffa, working on Amadou Dia. Loops it in, the header. Waz can see it over the crossbar, and a goal kick coming up for Phoenix Rising FC. Patrice Carteron, of course, in his first full season as the Phoenix Rising FC head coach, as the Banditos Red Fury, having a terrific time in the opening stages of this one. And why not? Their team has been playing some pretty entertaining football as of late, just trying to spur them on back into the win column. Musa. Gladson Awako out wide for Billy Forbes. Loves these 1v1 situations. Stood up by Mickey Daly. That'll be a good matchup to keep an eye on out here on the left wing. As Verhoeven came back for defensive responsibilities to double down on Forbes.
We talked about the dimension that Jason Johnson brings and the speed pushing up top. Billy Forbes can provide that as well, but he's going to need to lock in on a little bit more essence out on that left-hand side. Everybody knows he's got a huge left foot. He's got to put something in and move a little bit around, not be so stereotypical in his movements.
Here's Solomon Asante. Last touch off of Fresno, and another corner coming up for Phoenix, their third of the evening. And how good has Solomon Asante been at the start of 2018? Scoring goals, setting up teammates. A little more than 15 caps with the Black Stars, the Ghanaian national team. And Patrice Carteron saying in our conference call with him earlier in the week that we still have not seen the best of number 20. As Colin Fernandez gets ready for the corner, likes to go short with Asante. Clips it in. Johnson, oh, it was a great volley, got blocked right in front. Still could be danger for Phoenix. Another good ball in, and Johnson elevates and can't put it on frame. But how about the athleticism, the poise, and the technique from Johnson just to make contact with that ball?
Phoenix oozing with confidence in the opening 10 minutes here, and a great ball swung in, and Jason Johnson elevating both himself and his game mentally, physically, all over the pitch so far. And this is going to go off the face of Billy Forbes. Very frustrated by Jason Johnson, but again, good ball movement by the Rising.
Johnson could have another chance here. Takes it with his right foot, was looking for Asante. And it'll eventually find the Ghanaian. Trying to pick out Gladson Awako. And Jamal Johnson tripped up from behind, a foul coming out the other way.
There's a good look at James Musa. Tactically so far, our questions have been answered. Colin Fernandez is going to be the one stepping a little bit more in the middle of the field. Again, those two holding midfielder roles. They like to interchange, switching left and right. Kevon Lambert tends to sit a little bit more on the left-hand side. Colin Fernandez wanders a little bit more, and that's not the worst thing when you have such a talented teammate like James Musa, who will sit in the middle. He'll hold those defensive duties, but again, more than capable of getting forward himself.
Musa, of course, was such an integral part of that Swope Park Rangers team, which won the Western Conference Championship for a second year in a row, eventually falling to Louisville City FC in the USL Cup final. But it was James Musa and Christian Duke who really ran the middle of the park for Nikola Popovic's team a year ago. Now both of them on different teams in Fresno and Orange County, respectively. Asante finding Gladson Awako. Great save from Radish. The touch in from Forbes didn't have nearly enough on it. But Phoenix Rising FC just oozing with confidence in the first 12 minutes.
Well, this is one of those ones that's such a difficult one to break down as it's going so quickly. And how about the vision from Super Solomon Asante to play this great ball across to Gladson Awako? You have to wonder, can he get an instep on that finish? Instead, he goes with a toe poke. Great save by Kyle Ranish.
Well, it's been all Phoenix in the opening dozen minutes or so. You have to imagine Patrice Carteron is extremely pleased with the effort early on. Time and time again telling us that he wants his brand of football, the Phoenix brand of football, to be one that the fans are proud of, that's entertaining, and that has goals galore. And if the end of the Swope Park Rangers match is any indication of what's to come, it's going to be some happy days at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. Jamal Johnson was trying to link up with Rodolfo, snuffed out by the Phoenix defense. Here's Colin Fernandez leading the charge the other way. It's caught between Juan Pablo Caffa and Pedro Romero. Barrera spraying it out wide. Good ball in. Wazinski off of his line, gets a touch to it. Looked like the initial call from head referee Greg Dopka was going to be a goal kick. I think the assistant referee changed it to a corner, as it did come off of Luigi Mala last. You can see there the appreciation from Alex Cooper, who will sort of play in that hybrid wingback position.
He's definitely fluctuated from defense to midfield, and that's something dealing with Solomon Asante, who's so active. Alex Cooper dealing with a left glute strain. He's been nursed back to health.
Johnson, good ball in, free header. Wasn't on frame. Awako will help it along, but only as far as Cooper. He puts a shot on frame. That's knocked away by Carl Wazinski.
Oh, good stuff from Billy Forbes. Well done. Keep the composure. Settle the boys down.
Good step there. Phoenix bringing it down in the form of Jason Johnson. Now it's Solomon Asante. Numbers forward for the boys in red. Cut out initially. Now here's Devontae DeBose. Johnson looking for it. It skips past him and Billy Forbes, who is lurking at the back post. Rising are knocking on the door.
Well, it's been some kind of night so far for the boys in red. Every single person on the pitch getting involved, going forward, defensive duties, doing such a good job. Jason Johnson and Billy Forbes trying to crash the back post. Unable to do so, but I'll tell you what, the guys are flying.
Well, we had a feeling that this was going to be how the game unfolded, just due to the stark contrast that Adam Smith's sides bring and Patrice Carteron's sides bring, and that's Fresno liking to knock it around, send numbers forward. And although that's what Patrice Carteron wants his team to look like, I think that their identity is more so of a counter-attacking team, and we've seen that early on.
And they carry, even though they play the 4-2-3-1, it morphs into the 4-3-3 at times, and they like to go with pace. And I'll tell you what, being direct for them is exactly what they want to be. It's who they want to be. It's just, are they capable of doing it on a regular basis? We've seen them lull in and out of matches before. I mean, look at the Orange County game, first game of the season, came out opening 20 minutes. Looked like the scariest team in the USL. Unfortunately for the final 70, just kind of let them hang around and were able to creep back into the match. What we're seeing right now is very similar to their performance versus OKC Energy and their 4-1 drubbing.
Now, of course, was the Chris Cortez hat-trick, and the first hat-trick in Phoenix Rising FC history. Earning Cortez USL Player of the Week honors. Cortez, of course, had the assist on the other goal as well. Mike DeFont. Kind of dinking into the channel for Billy Forbes. Not the best distribution from DeFont. Good work from Colin Fernandez to win it back. Now here's Billy Forbes skipping past Romero. Forbes asking for a foul from Greg Dopka. Not going to receive it. As Fresno a bit too anxious, trying to spark the counter the other way, and Carl Wazinski will slow things down for the home side. Matson Awako, neat little touch around Barrera. Good interplay between the two Ghanaians. Awako just coughs it up in the middle of the park. Here's Pedro Romero. And Devontae DeBose committing the foul. Or rather, James Musa.
I talked about James Musa, and he was going to play that a bit deeper of a role. A professional foul of sorts. As Fresno make their way up. And the Foxes, you know, they are out of their element for sure. 18 minutes into the game, they like to hold possession. Adam Smith has these guys pretty composed on a regular basis. We talked about the formation, the 4-4-2, recently jumping to a 3-4-3 and a 4-3-3. We're seeing the 3-4-3 here tonight. It hasn't proved helpful at all.
Barrera, not a bad ball, but skipping over the head of everybody. And a goal kick coming for Carl Wazinski. As the Banditos just continue to provide an unmatched atmosphere here in the desert. Banditos, Red Fury. Terrific support groups of this fantastic club. Fans, remember the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Luigi Mala. Well handled by Jason Johnson. Entry pass intended for Billy Forbes. This is a Fresno team. Coming off a 0-0 draw against San Antonio FC, 2-2 draw against Tulsa, 1-1 draw against St. Louis FC. Are we sensing a theme here? A team that has drawn 4 games already. They've won 2 and lost 1. Here's Barrera. Jamal Johnson in a bit of space. Going for goal. Luigi Mala blocked it in front. Back out for Barrera. Verhoeven. Decent ball to the back post. Phoenix bench is asking for a foul. Quite honestly, I'd have to agree with them, as Pedro Ribeiro was, or Rodolfo rather, was more than overzealous trying to win the ball back.
And Rodolfo da Silva getting his first start of the year. We've seen him 2 times before coming on at a sub, and you can see him crash in the back post. That's a pretty rough challenge on Mike DeFont. Shocked that the referee doesn't blow this whistle in that situation, but opting to give the Foxes another corner.
Fresno's 2 wins of the season come against Oklahoma City Energy FC, as well as Seattle Sounders 2. Jamal Johnson with the lone goal in that affair. And the game against Steve Cook's side, who have been struggling mightily in the outset of 2018, by Juan Pablo Campa and Ronnie Argueta. Argueta available off the bench tonight for Adam Smith. But this is a team that's very organized defensively. They do a good job of getting something out of the game, whether it's 1 point or 3. Musa looking for Fernandez. Popped up in the air. Bit of miscommunication between Rainish and Mickey Daly, and finally Rainish able to claim it. Good challenge from Owako. And a foul against number 10. Going up against his counterpart, Juan Pablo Campa. Campa, terrific player. 33 years of age, from Murphy, Argentina. 29 appearances and 9 goals with the Roughnecks a year ago. Has spent time in Ecuador, Uruguay, Greece, Argentina, Spain, just to name a few. 65 appearances with Betis in La Liga. And actually got to the quarterfinals of Copa del Rey in 2006, as well as the 07-08 season. Amadou Dia. Asante, back for Dia. Patient build-up from Phoenix. Luigi Mala fizzing it over for Billy Forbes, who can't quite handle it.
And all that build-up seemingly for nothing for Phoenix, but the idea is most certainly there for Patrice Carteron's side.
And you can see they've turned down the emotion a little bit in the past 5 minutes. Coming out of the gates hot. Almost in a horse racing analogy. They jump out, get the lead, and just kind of holding their run around the rails, being the lead thoroughbred as they start to round the quarter pole, but Fresno not letting them pull too far away. Phoenix has, again, done this a few times where they'll jump out early and kind of lull you to sleep a little bit, almost turn the afterburners on, and they like to go again, turn up the energy level, get the fans involved. Patrice Carteron continuously telling us that he wants to make them happy. That's one of the most important things. He wants the fans of Phoenix Rising to be happy. Provide a positive experience for them on a regular basis, put balls in the back of the net, and not play predictable football.
Is that your best Patrice Carteron accent?
You don't want me to do it.
I really do.
Out of respect for Patrice, I won't.
Owako, decent idea for Billy Forbes, but snuffed down in the end by Daly. And that's a nasty challenge from Amadou Dia. Going to get attention from Daly as well as the entire Fresno bench. It's going to be a card for Amadou Dia. Now it's just a matter of what color. Greg Dopka trying to reestablish order. You have to imagine there's going to be a conversation between Greg Dopka, the assistant referee closest to the scene, and the fourth official. Kafa still on the ground.
Well, you're going to get another look at it right here. Phoenix trying to push the ball down into the corner and in transition as Fresno is coming out. Amadou Dia recognizing that Kafa is going the other direction, and that is a very, very rough challenge on Juan Pablo.
Is that red in your opinion?
He's going to be lucky if he escapes with a yellow card in this situation, I'll tell you that much.
Well, the chant is diver from Red Fury. And speaking of red, Amadou Dia has just been sent off in the 26th minute. Calculated decision by Greg Dopka, but one that's probably fair at the end of the day. So Phoenix will play the remaining 65 minutes down a man.
You can see bewildered Patrice Carteron. Confused, to say the least, as to why Greg Dopka went to his book. But to be fair, folks, I'd be the first one to jump out here in defense of Amadou Dia, but he comes in late, he 2-foots, he goes to ground, and there is a boatload of force coming behind that tackle, so much so someone can really get hurt in a situation like that. And unfortunately for the boys in red, they're going to be stuck with 10 for the rest of this match.
The second red card in as many games for Phoenix. It was Kevon Lambert who got a double yellow against Swope Park a week ago. He's serving his suspension tonight. And now Amadou Dia has been sent off in the 25th minute. And he will serve his suspension in Phoenix's next game. The Rising will be home against LA Galaxy 2 Friday, May 4th. Dia will not be available for that. And in a match where Phoenix Rising FC had everything going for them and a goal seemed to be on the horizon, has taken a turn for the worse. Amadou Dia thanking the fans for their brief support in his time, and it's going to be a yellow card for Mickey Daly after the fact for coming to the defense of his captain, Juan Pablo Kafa.
And that's frustration from Amadou Dia, originally from Nantes, France. Excuse me, very poor pronunciation in that situation, but Amadou Dia gonna have an early night, early shower, and now you have to wonder, Patrice, what is he gonna do from a tactical standpoint? We've had a conversation with him before. Who would he bring off the bench? In the likelihood of someone getting hurt or going down, I think you're gonna see a sub here almost immediately. The question is who do you bring off? Do you bring Fernandez off? Do you bring Musa off, one of the midfielders, or do you leave them there and leave one of the attackers to come to the sideline and bring in the likes of Victor Vasquez or Cody Wakasa to solidify the back line, both of which we've been told have no problem stepping into a center back role if need be, or an outside back position. And Victor Vasquez is the backup for Amadou Dia in situations where Dia cannot have a go. So let's see exactly what Patrice Carteron's going to do.
Again, if you're just joining us, Tyler Terrans along with Devin Kerr in the 28th minute now. Just 2 minutes ago, Amadou Dia was sent off in the 26th. Juan Pablo Caffa was the unfortunate recipient of a nasty challenge from the Clemson product. And it looks like Juan Pablo Caffa is going to be done for the night. And it's almost a wash at the end of the day. Fresno FC lose their best player. Phoenix Rising FC go down a man. And what had all the makings for an offensive showdown. The best player from Fresno FC will come off due to injury. Amadou Dia sent off. And there's just a whole different narrative that will be told for the entirety of this match.
Oh, now Adam Smith has got a decision to make as well. What does he do? Does he bring Chiva on? Cesaris? I mean, he's got a couple cards that he can use as well. And sure enough, it is going to be Cesaris.
So it's Augustine Cesaris who comes on. 28-year-old from Reseda, California. And the substitute brought to you by Capriati Sandwich Shop. Fanatically delicious subs. But a less than delicious moment for Phoenix Rising FC. But these are the types of games that you have to find a way to grind out, whether it's a point, whether it's 3 points. I mean, these are the types of games that you look back at in September and October and you say to yourself, could we have gotten more out of that? And was this a game that we maybe let slip away? Just because you're down a man, you can't let the moment get away from you.
And you're spot on. There's still a boatload to play. Again, only 30 minutes gone in this match, another 60 behind. And as of right now, Patrice choosing to stay with the task at hand, although it looks like Colin Fernandez has shifted into the left back position for time being. He's going to open up things in the midfield. Give James Musa a little bit more miles on the old odometer for the evening.
Del Campo. His pass is broken up. James Musa looking to dink it the other way for Jason Johnson. Look at the VCU product going forward. Johnson trying to get it on his left foot. Cuts it back. The crowd's asking for a foul. Greg Dopka not having any of it. Great let through by Rodolfo. Here's Verhoeven doing an excellent job of holding up play.
Good job by Phoenix retreating in situations like that, and this is what it's going to turn into. It's going to turn into a counter-attacking evening. You see Gladson Awako, all the boys are going to pull back a little bit more, and Jason Johnson's going to be much more isolated up top.
Cooper, not a bad ball in. Run at the far post, though, was a bit early. Fans, make sure to visit your Valley local supermarket and pick up a Phoenix Rising branded bottle of Arizona Gunslinger. Give me the strangest smile every time I do that read.
I want a bottle of Arizona Gunslinger. Jose
Talk to our
Bosch.
man, Jose.
Come on, man.
Is it me, or have the Banditos and Red Fury gotten louder since Amadou Dia has been sent off?
Yeah, 100%. That's a solid supporters group, and they definitely won't stop all night long. It's good to see that the tensions and emotions have rose. They've definitely stepped up to the next level. A bottle of that hot sauce. I need to get my hand on some of those donuts, too.
A little hungry?
Crave Grounds partnership, man. You see what they've done out there?
We'll talk to our executive producer about getting you some food in here. Getting a little hangry.
Zach Lubin has his own donut named after him. This is crazy. I can't get anything.
Can't get a bag of Swedish fish. Phoenix doing a lot of defending after Amadou Dia was sent off just a few minutes ago. Daly. Barrera. Verhoeven, a neat little turn. Sent across and dealt with nicely by Mike DeFont, but just thumped the other way, and I have a feeling this is going to be a reoccurring theme. Phoenix on their heels, and Fresno just coming down their throat time and time again. And
they're going to have to be careful with that because you can't let the Foxes knock on the door time after time. It will eventually break down. They do a good job barricading themselves in their own half on a regular basis. Don't give them more space to work with. So when you find yourself fortuitous enough for the ball to bounce at your feet, take an extra touch, move forward with a little bit more intention, even if it's just to midfield, pull the ball out of your own half, give yourself a chance to regroup.
Well, maybe a little bit more than what Patrice Carteron bargained for when he stepped onto the field for this one, but those are the shoes you step into sometimes. You never can tell what a game is going to look like. More times than not, it's going to be a seemingly 90 minutes, and all you have to do is make a couple of substitutions here and there, maybe a tactical adjustment in the middle of the game, but he's getting his money's worth tonight, having to sort out the personnel tactical issues that his team now faces, down a man after Amadou Dia was sent off in the 26th. Fernandez picked off by Daly. Good ball in. Luigi Mala stationed correctly. Billy Forbes brings it down with a neat little touch. Colin Fernandez, a holding center midfielder, playing that outside back position right now where Amadou Dia was stationed. Sometimes it's a matter of being comfortable being uncomfortable, as a wise man once said.
Telling stories about me again?
No, use the word wise. Forbes slips through Ribeiro and Daly. Asante. Good block in front. Verhoeven trying to keep it in play, but could not. And a throw-in coming up for Phoenix Rising FC. These are about 10 minutes away from the conclusion of this first half, although I have a feeling we'll have at least 4 minutes of stoppage time. Smart play here from Phoenix. They've been defending essentially since Amadou Dia was sent off and allowing their defenders and holding midfielders to catch their breath, at least for the time being, as Billy Forbes coughs it up. Barrera taken down from behind, and a foul called by Greg Dopka.
Well, that's what Phoenix need to do. They need to be a little bit more orderly with the ball. And we talked about when they get into that defensive mind frame and stance, and they are able to win a challenge or a 50-50 ball, don't just play kickball and chase the entire time. Maintain possession. Give yourself an opportunity to kind of give yourself a reprieve on the defensive duties. A good look. I think Jason Johnson's wearing some new boots. I don't know if you've noticed those before or not.
Notice everything. Daly. Ribeiro. Looking for Rodolfo. Luigi Mala with excellent 1v1 defending. Does concede a corner though. He's claiming that he didn't touch it. Not a happy camper.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell from that camera angle. Good defending nonetheless.
Barrera now repping the captain's armband for Fresno FC. After Juan Pablo Caffa came off with an injury, here's Ribeiro from distance, takes a deflection. Wazinski was sprawled off of his line. Fortunate that it fell to Barrera out wide. Verhoeven. Johnson elevates. Given away by Awako, cut out by Pedro Ribeiro. Verhoeven. Clever winger for Adam Smith. A bad idea. Luigi Mala cutting it out once again. Terrific skill from Jason Johnson. Here's Solomon Asante. Phoenix trying to break out on the other end. Not going to have many opportunities this match. Need to take advantage of when those opportunities are present. And that's not exactly what they were looking for.
Well, that was an interesting effort from Devontae DeBose, we'll say. His first touch of the game. And Awako driving a glass of H2O. Maybe the supporters group needs to have one as well.
He's not only grabbing a glass of H2O, he's grabbing it from the Fresno athletic trainer.
Class.
That's unbelievable.
No thoughts given.
Thoughts? Fans, remember, Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Awako. Finding Solomon Asante and plenty of real estate over on that right wing. Through for Jason Johnson. JJ. Back for Asante. Billy Forbes. Stopped in his tracks by Mickey Daly. But the ball only as far as Devontae DeBose. James Musa pulling the strings now. Colin Fernandez. Back for the Illinois native. Fresno trying to force Phoenix out of their shell. Billy Forbes almost gave it away. Good work from Gladson Awako to clean it up. Musa sprays it across for DeBose. Couple of stop and goes. Now Asante. Solomon Asante around one defender, gets tripped up. Foul against Fresno and a dangerous set piece coming up for Phoenix. How good is he on top of the ball?
He's been extremely impressive this year and a totally different player than what we saw last year. And you mentioned it, Tyler. Patrice Carteron saying what we've seen isn't even the best of Solomon Asante, or Super Solomon as we like to call him. And this has got some danger written behind it. Probably sitting around 35, 37 yards out. Obviously, if Didier Drogba on the pitch, you'd expect him to step up and have a go. Wonder Boy from distance, but Gladson Awako going to step up for the free kick duties. No tall Kavan Lambert. Luigi Mala likes to crash the party in situations like this, but you're also down a defender. To be very careful exactly which direction you want to head.
Well, they're also without the services of Kavan Lambert and his height on set pieces. Awako, not a great delivery. Still might fall for them, claims for a handball. Awako from distance. Mike DeFont still making the argument that there should be a handball. It looked like it popped up and hit Ramon Martin Del Campo right in the arm. Obviously it was unbeknownst to him, but difficult call for Greg Dopka to make, and that's exactly what Patrice Carteron is barking about on the touchline.
He is not happy with the referee's decision, or indecision, I should say, in that situation. Kyle Ranish wasn't very happy with his backline either as he came sprinting out a second ago. Talking to Alex Cooper and Del Campo and Mickey Daly.
We will have 4 minutes of stoppage time. Allotted to these initial 45. As the offside flag is up. And we do apologize right now if you are looking at a gray screen and not Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. We're trying to work through some technical difficulties. Looks like we've restored order, at least for the time being. Then we apologize for the technical difficulties as we're closing in on halftime. Amadou Dia sent off in the 26th minute. No score from either team just yet. Ferreira providing pressure, forcing Waz to go long. And we do apologize for this. Trying to sort out the issue and bring you the best possible product as our outstanding team works through this trouble.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy el Dr. José Francisco Carrasco de Happy Kids Pediatrics. Para nosotros, sinceramente, lo más importante es la salud y el bienestar de sus niños.
Happy Kids Pediatrics son clínicas especializadas en pediatría enfocadas en la salud y el bienestar de los niños con localidades cómodas, limpias y cercanas a usted. Podrá ver al mismo proveedor médico constantemente. Aceptamos access, aseguranzas privadas y precios especiales para pacientes sin seguro médico. Happy Kids Pediatrics, sirviendo a la comunidad hispana por más de 18 años.
If you just sign that first
I'm
one
so
there.
sorry. I don't feel comfortable signing that.
I don't get the math here.
Was this the same car we talked about?
What's this dealer preparation fee?
I'm so sorry. This just is not.
What we talked about.
Get the car without the car salesman. Carvana, the new way to buy a car.
Phoenix Racing FC líder Drog aumenta la intensidad esta temporada. Únete a la acción en el Phoenix Racing Soccer Complex en Scottsdale y disfruta de la oferta cerveza a $1 y participa en el sorteo de carro por parte de Carvana. No te pierdas Phoenix Racing contra LA Galaxy 2 el viernes 4 de mayo a las 7:30 p.m. Compra tus boletos en phxracingfc.com. Phoenix Racing FC, nos elevamos unidos.
Halftime here at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. We've appeared to solve them for the moment, as Phoenix and Fresno tied up 0-0 at the moment. And we'll toss it down to our sideline reporter extraordinaire, Jose Bosch, who's standing by with a very special guest.
How far are we away? Welcome back, everyone, to Phoenix Rising Soccer. It is 0-0 at the half. Joining me today is Sophia and Steve from Cortiva Institute. And guys, first, can you tell the fans watching and listening, what is Cortiva Institute?
Cortiva Institute is the nation's largest massage therapy and skincare school group. We've got 30 schools all across the country, and we've got 4 right here in Arizona.
Awesome. Now, we're partners with Cortiva Institute. They're presenting the game tonight. They got some great ladies' tank tops. Now, what are the benefits for the athletes here being able to be seen by some of your students and doing massage therapy?
Oh my goodness, there are so many benefits for the athletes. Everything from injury prevention to treating to recovery, and that's just to name a few.
Now, I know you guys you work with the athletes. You also talk about self-care techniques. So for people watching at home and listening, what are some self-care techniques people can do in terms of massage therapy?
Well, I think everyone, once in a while will get a headache. So Steve can present one technique and I'll present another.
Let's see it.
For sure. If you ever get a headache, on the side that you have the headache, just squeeze between the thumb and the pointer finger as hard as you can for about 30 seconds. It'll help.
And really easily, you can grab the upper trapezius muscle with your hand, squeeze and hold. And then afterwards, we always recommend that you stretch the tissue out. So with your arm behind your back, basically take your ear to your shoulder and enjoy.
There you go. Those are great techniques, especially for you watching at home. You may not have disagreed with that red card call. I think that's going to be perfect. I'm sure a lot of people watching have headaches. So thank you guys very much. We really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
And you guys going to do a final score prediction?
Oh, man. Well, I'll definitely predict that Phoenix Rising will take down.
1-0.
All right, there you go. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back to Phoenix Rising Soccer.
Thank you, Jose, and I will certainly be using those techniques every time that I'm in the booth with one Devin Kerr, as we're going to step aside and take a look at the Blake down from Tampa Bay Rowdies, Jack Blake.
Welcome to the Blake Down once again. Thank you to everyone on social media that's given me positive comments, and I really appreciate the support. Here's episode 5, week 6 of the Blake Down.
Canadian soldier here in 2018. Right into the penalty area, some good give and go here. There's a shot, and they've opened the scoring.
This team goal by North Carolina is fantastic. If you notice that there's always players on the move, they're always giving the attacking player who's got the ball an option to move. For Rios there, he has 2 or 3 options at the time when he received the ball, and he just found himself in extremely good space. But again, it's just the constant movement of the team, and it makes it very difficult for the defenders to track runners. Once again, it's a fantastic first-time finish, especially on turf, into the top corner.
Oh, bad back pass. Arboleda picks it up, takes the shot, and puts it in the back of the net.
Arboleta's goal starts with his positioning. If you notice, he gives himself an opportunity to close down the centre-back, and he reads the pass extremely well and uses his pace to get there. And then obviously, once he's used his pace, he has to slow himself down. And you see from the finish that there's nothing the keeper could do about that. The celebration is not so much in for Player of the Week, but the finish definitely is.
For Escalante. Goes well to pick this up. Goes through the legs of Navarro. Sends the service. Had it.
Escalante's skill here has 2 or 3 different stages. The first stage is when he receives the ball, and it's not the greatest ball to him, but he makes the most out of it. And when he turns, the defender, he's expecting the defender to tackle him. When the defender doesn't make a move, then that's his opportunity to create the skill. And the composure as well. Once he's made the skill, not to get carried away, but to have the composure to cross it. And it's a fantastic cross, and I think he's expecting more from his striker there.
Iwasa, Bijev cuts, plays it across, oh, it's in!
When Hall receives the ball here, it's not the easiest ball to deal with. He uses it to his advantage, and it draws 2 defenders out. And once he's drew the 2 defenders out, it then creates more space for Bijev. And when he receives the ball, I think the defender's expecting him to go on his right foot, but he does a fantastic skill. And at a tight angle there, it's a fantastic finish. The composure to relax himself, but to slot it through the keeper is fantastic. And it makes it very difficult for the keeper to get down low when he shoots it at his legs. I hope you've all enjoyed episode 5, week 6 of the Breakdown. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Terrific stuff from Jack Blake, as always, as we are moving through halftime at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. The boys in red in Fresno FC locked up with a couple of goose eggs at the moment. Tyler Terrens along with Devin Kerr. We'll take a look at some of the big storylines from the USL in week number 6. And Pittsburgh Riverhounds, after not scoring a goal in their first 2 games, still have somehow found a way to be unbeaten thus far, as well as San Antonio defeated Las Vegas Lights FC, who was undefeated. Louisville City remain unbeaten. Georgi Ristov breaking the all-time scoring record for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, which goes all the way back to the late 80s. And there has been some terrific football, especially late. 8 games from week 6. Finished with a tying or game-winning goal after the 72nd minute. I mean, it's just been a fantastic start to the USL. Crazy to think we're almost in the month of May.
Yeah, some interesting unbeatens that were remaining with us, but like you said, Las Vegas going down. Ristov, record-tying performance. Unfortunately for the Rowdies, they dropped to the Battery today, so losing a couple of points and ground on Louisville City, who were able to take down Bethlehem Steel 3-1. Going to get a look at the team of the week. Once again, no surprise, Carlton Balmore stepping in there. Player of the month for the month of March, making another appearance here. Bijev, Sac Republic. Diego Restrepo, solid performance last night in the City of Lights in their 3-1 victory. And hey, how about our boy in red on the right, Solomon Super Asante, making another showing on that right-hand wing. He's been such a prevalent force here for the USL in the opening weeks.
And Sean Reynolds helping that St. Louis FC team, who has struggled to score goals out of the gates here in 2018, but their defense has been stout to say the least. And now we'll get a look at the power rankings in the United Soccer League, and we're finally able to get them after a few weeks, and we've had a bigger sample size of what these teams actually look like. And you know, for our money, Devin, I think that you and I would both agree that Louisville and Orange County have looked like the best teams thus far. Rion Monarchs not too far behind. Tampa Bay Rowdies, always an interesting story because they're basically invincible at Al Lang, but when they go on the road, they look like a completely different team.
Yeah, you're spot on. And Stuart Campbell, he's got them very well organized, but they play that 4-3-3, and as they go forward, it can be prolific, it can be proficient, but it all could be a very, very poor performance when they go on the road. And that's the thing they struggled with week in and week out. Again, we talked about them going down to the Battery in Orange County. Braden Cloutier, we've said it before, there's something out there in the water. They're getting it done. Again, dealing with Colorado Springs switchbacks tonight, 1-0. Aiden Quinn getting on the board and his scoring prolificness that's trying to creep back into play. But again, look, Indy 11, Swope Park Rangers, Phoenix Rising, all squads that are very capable of making their way up that list.
Phoenix Rising FC have dealt with some difficult opponents over the past few weeks, but they have been able to sneak some, if not all, points out of those matches as we are knocking on the door of the second half. Fans enjoying a little halftime break here in the desert, 0-0.
If you just sign that first
I'm
one
so
there.
sorry. I don't feel comfortable signing that.
I don't get the math here.
Was this the same car we talked about?
What's this dealer preparation fee?
I'm so sorry. This just is not.
What we talked about.
Get the car without the car salesman. Carvana, the new way to buy a car.
Worried about your kids' health care? Sick of doctor's offices with no appointments available? Let Happy Kids Pediatrics help. Our hand-picked staff is carefully cultivated to provide professional and compassionate care when your child needs it. Plus, we happily accept access, private insurance, and even offer special pricing for patients with no health insurance. With over 18 years providing quality health care to Valley children in our convenient Valley-wide locations, you can trust your child's health care to Happy Kids Pediatrics.
Spruce up your home this spring with the newest selection from Pruitt's. We've got all the latest styles at refreshingly low prices, like this Abbey Espresso 5-piece dinette, table and 4 stools, just $199. Or this Elenia smaller scale 2-piece sectional, yours for just $599. Visit Pruitt's for the best selection and lowest prices this season at Alma School and Ray or Thomas Road and 34th Street. Pruitt's, proudly serving the Valley for over 65 years.
Phoenix Rising FC were able to see out the last 20 minutes of the first half without conceding a goal. After Amadou Dia was sent off in the 26th minute, Fresno FC were on the front foot but unable to find the breakthrough. Tyler Terrens along with ex-German pro Devin Kerr. Second half kickoff right around the corner, and we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first 45 minutes. And Devin, this looked like a match that was going to feature goals, assists, chances, saves, all of that. And most of it was probably going to be favored on the Phoenix side of things. But at the end of the day, Amadou Dia gets sent off in the 26th minute, and it sort of turned into a snooze fest.
And I think everybody at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex had their party pants on. You could really sense the atmosphere and the environment growing minute after minute. Phoenix continuously knocking on the door. And, you know, Fresno trying to get a couple things here and there. Saw the ball to the back post. Thought it was a foul on Mike DeFont. But here's the challenge, exactly what you're talking about. Amadou Dia coming in with a fury of fist with his 2 feet, and unfortunately going too low, going very hard on Juan Pablo Caffa, and unfortunately getting the red card. And from there, I'm going to get a look at Colin Fernandez, who stepped into the defensive duties on the left-hand side, did a good job. Normally the holding midfielder position, but got back there, was able to keep in communication with the back line. And I'll tell you what, you got to give credit to the guys in red. They did a good job of holding off Fresno, who like to hold possession and move forward. Very fortuitous in some of their bounces previously, but Adam Smith telling us sometimes things just don't go your way. It hasn't exactly gone Phoenix's way here this evening.
Solomon Asante would end up drawing a foul that led to a less than impressive Glanson Awako free kick, as we are just moments away from second half kickoff. And Devin, for Patrice Carteron, a whole host of problems to sort out at halftime. And if you're Adam Smith, I mean, I feel like the message has to be find a way to score, whatever it may be, whether it's a set piece, whether you're going through some of your top guys in Rodolfo, although it's going to be a little bit harder for Fresno because not only the storyline in Amadou Dia getting sent off, but Juan Pablo Caffa coming off with the injury from the Dia challenge. That's Fresno's best player. I mean, it's going to be difficult for them to find the back of the net when you're missing a 33-year-old who's been to a couple of Copa del Rey quarterfinals.
And going forward, they were already having trouble with their guys up top, their strikers, their number 9 position. They were already having trouble finding the back of the net. The likes of Bustamante. He also had Suma that's been involved, Terran Campbell. Jamal Johnson, the midfielder, is the one who's been the most prevalent outside of Juan Pablo. And it's very difficult for a winger to step into a role like that and kind of take the reins in a situation like this. But like you said, if you're the Fresno Foxes, you're going for gold, you're going for glory. Patrice Carteron, you have to wonder if he's going to keep things the same. Again, I thought they did a good job from an organizational standpoint, maintaining their composure after the red card. Juan Fernandez stepping back to the left back position. And right now, you got to think, hold your home. This is a fortress. Make sure you guys can hold possession and get at least a point out of this situation.
Fresno are unbeaten in their last 6. 4 draws along the way, 2 wins. Their only loss of the season came against Las Vegas Lights FC in the season opener. And they're looking to get a point or a big 3 points on the road here at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex, but they'll have to go through a 10-man Patrice Carteron side. But even a 10-man Phoenix Rising FC is still difficult to deal with given all of their offensive firepower moving forward. Player sent off Amadou Dia, the outside back. Doesn't factor into the attack all too much, but obviously it does pose some problems.
And they obviously brought in Cesares for Juan Pablo after the injury. And something else to keep an eye on that Adam Smith has told us that could affect Phoenix Rising negatively is the forward Rodolfo Freitas da Silva, telling us that he is out of shape, that he is not 90 minutes match fit. So that could play into the hand for Fresno, bringing on fresh legs, making Phoenix chase a little bit more.
Here's Billy Forbes sizing up Mickey Daly. Those two went at it virtually the entire first half. I would say Mickey Daly got the better of Forbes. And Rainish able to smother that lackadaisical cross from the Turks and Caicos man.
Mickey Daly definitely got the better of Forbes. However, Billy Forbes was able to draw out a yellow card in theory. Obviously, it was on the challenge on Juan Pablo, but Billy Forbes, keep that in the back of his mind. You start to push pace and push numbers as you're going forward on the counter-attacking schemes that you may not get a lot of. They are going to come your way. It's going to be kept in the back of Mickey Daly's mind that he is sitting on a yellow.
Cooper giving chase, forcing Devontae DeBose to send it out of play. Jamal Johnson quickly back into play. Caceres. Great little move there from Cooper. Sends it across. It's Jamal Johnson. Fresno have their goal. The 10-man Phoenix Rising FC unravel at the start of the second half. Really well-worked goal from Fresno FC. It's Jamal Johnson's 3rd of the season. 1-0 lead for the visitors.
Well, that's exactly what you didn't want to see. Alex Cooper, the outside back. Is he a midfielder? Is he a defender? He said he was going to play a vital role in the match for them. Fresno, first couple matches, usually using the left side a little bit more than the right, and you can see it here, pushing the ball, pushing pace. La Furia Roja quieting down a little bit as their fury has turned to frustration, and it's gone from bad to worse for Phoenix, down 1-0 in the opening moments of the second half.
Probably worst case scenario for Patrice Carteron's side in the first 2 minutes of the second half. And it was always going to be an uphill climb for a side that is at a disadvantage, but that hill just became a bit more steep. Credit to Alex Cooper, though. It was a great ball in. Jamal Johnson with a cool head. Nice little one-touch finish as the crowd and the Phoenix Rising FC bench looking for a foul from Greg Dopka. Asante putting on the brakes, looking for a darting Gladson Awako. Jamal Johnson was the player taken down by Asante. And the goal scorer appears to be okay. Jamal Johnson actually spent some time with the Manchester United and Blackburn Youth Academies. He's been a journeyman in his professional football career. Jacksonville Armada a year ago, New York Cosmos, Fort Lauderdale Strikers, Tamworth, Dover, Southend, Wolverhampton. Started and played in every game thus far. 3 goals on the season. And just a great compliment to Juan Pablo Caffa just to have somebody who's just a gunner inside of the box and be able to finish when he gets in the area. Ribeiro, dispossessed by Colin Fernandez, who's doing a good job of filling in at that outside back position, but commits the foul.
And the Rising have to be really careful. Twice in the past 3 minutes, Greg Dopka has had to blow his whistle because of a little bit of a frustration boiling over by a Phoenix Rising player. First one from Solomon Asante. Second one we just saw from Colin Fernandez. No reason whatsoever any of those boys need to go into the book and cause more of an effort to stay sharp in situations like this. Don't want to pick up another error.
Sent ahead for Johnson. Here Camden Fewo. Asante. Awako back for Asante. And the first time shot from Musa. Didn't have nearly enough on it. Thought it might have taken a deflection. Greg Dopka says no, and a goal kick coming for Rainish.
You could see Solomon. The wheels were turning in his mind. Good ball movement. How about Jason Johnson once again? Just the ability to stretch the defense and push them in a different direction. Really opens up space for the supporting cast to get him behind. Does a good job, and nice combination play with Asante.
Asante tripped up from behind. Free kick in favor of Phoenix. Bench claiming that might be numerous infractions there that could warrant a card. And it's Cooper, the man who assisted on Jamal Johnson goals, going to get a talking to. And Devin, I posed the question to you. At what point does Patrice Cartronov either make a personnel switch and go to 3 at the back, or just have Colin Fernandez slide back into the middle of the field?
You'll see him make that move somewhere between the 55th and 65th minute mark. Most likely he's got the boys warming up already. You know, you come out in the second half, you want to see exactly what Fresno's bringing to the table. Are they going to make a change? There's no reason for you to make that initially and force the hand of theirs.
Asante with a good ball in. Billy Forbes will be able to keep it in play. Forbes takes a deflection and a corner kick coming up.
And unfortunately, we've seen Phoenix step out and throw themselves under the bus, going down 1-0. You get a look at Camden Fewo taking a little knock on the foot. So Patrice will probably ride this wave for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then from there, it's going to force his hand because they've got to change gears and do something different. Show Fresno a different look if they want to climb their way back into this match.
Again, the corner skips all the way through, and it's Billy Forbes who's the safety valve at the back post. Double team comes. Forbes splits the first defender. Luigi Mala, good work to win it back. Still Forbes. Cooper able to get it away, but only as far as Musa. Trying to get on that left peg. Cushion for Asante. What does the Ghanaian have in store? Slides it through. Awako. Gladson Awako on the turn. Solomon Asante had it blocked in front by Ribeiro, and Fresno can clear their lines. Great pace from Rodolfo. Able to come away with it. Fouled by Luigi Mala. Great individual effort from Rodolfo.
And there's our referee stepping up. Luigi Mala going to go into the book as well. Just to make sure he gets the exact spelling of Mala. That's M-A-L-A, sir. Number 2.
W-H-I-T.
Tell him, Luigi. You didn't do anything, buddy. You're okay.
Well, despite what Devin may think, Luigi Mala did do something, and Mala's shown mustard here in the 54th.
You're a good egg, Noonan.
Maybe you want to try the word buzz. Herrera plays short. Verhoeven. Good ball in. First time shot from Ribeiro. Denied before it could get any further to Oz. Ribeiro directing traffic, but Devontae DeBose, the Virginia Tech product, with some good strength to shield it out. And Phoenix able to win the free kick.
And unfortunately, they gave up that goal, but it's been a good response so far from the boys in red. You can see the fans kind of pushing them back into it. Sunset has faded to darkness. The light's still very bright and prevalent here in the desert.
Given away by Phoenix. Fresno had their goal in the opening moments of the second half through Jamal Johnson. Beautifully set up by Alex Cooper. And Phoenix playing with 10 men after Amadou Dia was sent off in the 26th minute. Here is Jamal Johnson, already with a goal to his name tonight. Runs through for Cooper. And how about that for a sliding challenge by Devontae DeBose? Quick ball in, Rodolfo. Trying to go through Mala, almost ended up working out. And Luigi Mala putting on the moves in the corner. Johnson with an encouraging touch for Gladson Awako. Awako slipping on the surface here at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. Jamal Johnson comes away with it. Barrera spraying it out wide. And Verhoeven couldn't gather it. Billy Forbes cut out by Cooper before it could get any further. Ball continues to pinball around the middle third of the park. Not nearly as crisp what we saw in the last 20 minutes of the first half, but definitely more entertaining. Colin Fernandez playing out of position. Normally a central midfielder. Forbes slips, able to get a first touch to it. Billy Forbes on his feet and on the move. Asante, runners with him. James Musa tried to return for Asante but couldn't connect the dots. And it seems like there's space for Phoenix to play. And if you're Patrice Quarteron, you have to be encouraged, but maybe just a bit more out of his guys in the attacking third.
Well, when they get there, we talked about this at the top of the broadcast. Have a go. Put something on frame. Give yourself an opportunity. You know, Kyle Ranish has not been tested for the most part since about the 25th minute when Amadou Dia went out with that red card. And when you're Phoenix and you're going forward, you got Billy Forbes cut inside, have a strike on goal. Ball comes across to Solomon Asante, hit it first time. They're looking for that second, third, and fourth touch. Gives Fresno an opportunity to regroup, and it closes down those shots.
And of course, a shout out, as always, to the Red Fury and the Banditos for providing the percussion and the musical genius here in the desert.
Can you play a musical instrument?
No.
You're giving me the nod of approval. I was quite surprised if you could.
Outside is singing in the shower and banging on my steering wheel. No music for me. How about you? I hear you play a mean piccolo.
I'm more of a recorder type of guy.
Hot cross buns?
Yankee Doodle.
Here's Cooper. Able to get around Forbes and draw the foul. It's Been that kind of night for Phoenix.
Adam Smith letting Alex Cooper know where the ball belongs just a little bit. Alex asking for a sip. Quite surprised, actually, how busy Alex Cooper has been on the left. And look, first couple matches, we saw him up and down, but dealing with that glute strain, sometimes you see players tend to pull back a little bit, not pour forth a full effort. A little bit weary at times. Haven't seen that from Alex Cooper.
Verhoeven into the box. Easy work for Carl Wazinski. Trying to get things started on the other end with quick distribution to Solomon Asante. Phoenix going forward in numbers. Clever work from Asante to hold it. Now Jason Johnson with an incredible amount of space in front of him. Sends it across. But cut out by Bradley Camden-Fewo. Came over from the Rochester Rhinos in the offseason, who are taking a hiatus in 2018. Fresno not out of the woods just yet. Asante tripped up from behind. He does earn a foul. Pedro Ribeiro claiming that he got the ball, but Greb Dopka had other thoughts.
And also, Patrice Carteron told us that James Musa had been working his way back into match fitness. We saw him last game, did a good job versus his old squad, but that's the third ball in a row that we've seen him give away in the middle of the field. And you would hate to see Patrice go to another holding midfielder. But at the same point in time, expect him to be much more efficient in the middle. How about Devontae DeBose just sitting almost right at the top of the 18, asking for the ball. Now Colin Fernandez creeping up.
Well, if you haven't been to a Phoenix Rising FC's game yet, picture says 1,000 words as to why you should come down and see one of the best teams in the Western Conference and in the USL. Unparalleled atmosphere. Asante. Johnson got a touch to it, but it's over the bar. Well, Phoenix, despite being down a man, knocking on the door when they're in the neighborhood, might just be one moment of individual brilliance that's going to draw them level. James Musa wins it. Devontae DeBose trying to help it along. It'll be a foul against DeBose. Riding up the back of Jamal Johnson, the goal scorer on the evening. To the 63rd minute, Tyler Terrans along with ex-German pro Devin Kerr. Glad to have you with us. Amadou Diaz sent off in the 26th minute. Jamal Johnson with the lone goal in the 47th, right out of the dressing room at halftime. Beautiful one-touch finish. Ball came in from Alex Cooper, and that's where we stand at the moment. Fresno looking to make it 7 unbeaten to start this season. Phoenix looking to make it 2 wins in 3 games after their draw against Swope Park last weekend. Here's Verhoeven. Great move to cut it back. Verhoeven sends it across, and Luigi Mala with a very important touch. But how about the skill from Verhoeven out on the far right flank?
And Adam Smith told us that he was going to be a mainstay for the Foxes in Fresno FC. 18-year-old Canadian background and Vancouver residency, stepping in for Vancouver Whitecaps 2 last year, and he has just got a boatload of technical capability, and he put it on full display there.
Corner coming up for Fresno, looking to pad their already advantageous scoreline. Barrera loose in the box, and Wazinski able to claim it. Devontae DeBose, former Virginia Tech Hokie. Mike DeFont. Colin Fernandez in for Billy Forbes. Haven't seen the best match from Forbes just yet. coming off of his best match of the season against Swope. Goal and an assist. Remember, Phoenix being extremely patient. Down a man after Amadou Dia was sent off in the 26th. Asante taken down and a foul in favor of Phoenix. And we are going to have our first substitution from Patrice Carteron, and it's going to be the big man Chris Cortez coming on and replacing Billy Forbes. Cortez, 29 years of age, from Mission Viejo, California, in his 3rd season with Phoenix. And a substitution brought to you, as always, by Capriati Sandwich Shop. Fanatically delicious subs, and Billy Forbes' day is done in the 66th minute. Cortez looking to provide a big frame up top to connect play in between the midfield and perhaps finish off delivery in and around the area. Of course, had that hat trick against OKC Energy FC a few weeks ago.
And interestingly enough, Cortez obviously going to get the point man position up top, as you said, to hold possession, but Jason Johnson staying on the right, holding the role of Solomon Asante. Jason Johnson got that big left foot, switching back and forth, so keep an eye if they're going to flip-flop or they're going to hold on one side.
Asante was trying to play it short, and the safety valve, DeBow, is able to collect for Phoenix. And easy work for the keeper for the Foxes, Rainish. Barrera, good touch to bring it down, and Luigi Mala sends it into the next county. Barrera finding Jamal Johnson in plenty of space. And Fresno up a goal on the road, up a man, in no hurry.
And sure enough, JJ Judd jumped to the left side. You can see very tight formation by Phoenix Rising. Even Chris Cortez dropping further than Jason Johnson was up top. You can see the technical staff just the bottom screen, motioning the troops for Phoenix Rising exactly where they want them. Fresno going to hold the ball. They're more than happy to knock it left and right and back and forth.
Here's Barrera. The flag is going to stay down. Sporting the captain's armband after Juan Pablo Caffa came off with an injury. Johnson trying to go for goal and stood up beautifully by DeBose. Terrific defensive effort as a collective from the boys in red.
That's good stuff from Devontae. And again, he got caught in la-la land a little bit. Luigi Mala thought it was offside, but good job regrouping and tracking back. An excellent tackle by Devontae DeBose.
Johnson, not exactly sure what the idea was there.
I'll get it.
You fit enough to do that?
Relax.
Barrera can't bring it down. DeFont all the way back for Wazinski. Saw the idea from DeBose. Now it's Rodolfo picking it up. Rodolfo dragging to the corner, maybe a bit early for that nonsense, but Phoenix doing a good job to poke it out of bounds. Cooper trying to just clip it back in, broken up by James Musa. Cortez holding up play. The former Swope Park man, James Musa, trying to drive traffic for a counterattack. Cortez knotting it down for Jason Johnson. Colin Fernandez. DeBose once more. Chris Cortez with his back to goal. Solomon Asante. Asante on the move. Nipped at from behind by Alex Cooper. Desperately trying to stay on his feet. Phoenix probing. Looking for the equalizer. Mala. Jason Johnson. Crowd is asking for a foul. Jason Johnson's going to go for a goal, but easy work for Rainish in the end. Here's Barrera, Jamal Johnson. '18-year-old Verhoeven. And Fresno cough it up. Phoenix Rising fans, you can win 4 Phoenix Rising tickets just by watching Phoenix Rising on Your View Arizona. All you have to do is listen for the keyword and then enter it on social media, and you could win. Plus, all winners are entered to win the grand prize and all expenses paid trip to watch Phoenix Rising take on Las Vegas Lights FC on October 10th. Tonight's keyword, goals. And it's going to be Renato who comes on for Jamal Johnson. Bustamante onto the scene here in the 71st, and the substitute brought to you by Capriati's Sandwich Shop, fanatically delicious subs.
And interesting, Adam Smith is not taking his foot off the gas pedal, and Renato Bustamante, another one who's been struggling up top for Fresno FC. Adam Smith telling us that he's been training quite well, but just lacking a bit of confidence. Sometimes that comes with time, but not a good look for Phoenix, as Adam Smith is going to go offense for offense in that switch.
Jason Johnson bringing it down. A little bit of room to play, but quickly snuffed out. Bustamante, the most recent substitution, 28 years old, was actually born in Lima, Peru, moved to Chicago, Illinois at the age of 7. Actually played for the PDL Fresno side, the Fuego, for a number of years, as well as Tampa Bay Rowdies too. And attended Fresno Pacific University, as Phoenix Rising FC are able to win themselves a corner. Well, we're getting into the late stages of this one, and Phoenix currently with a goose egg up on the scoreboard. Fresno have won by way of Jamal Johnson, who just came out.
A little bit more size on the pitch now in the likes of Jason Johnson and Chris Cortez. You've seen James Musa drifting to the back post as well. Watch a nice in-swinging ball crashing right around the 6-yard box.
Asante. There's a free header for Luigi Mala. Looked like somebody flashed across right at the last second just to divert the central defender from getting a clean head to it.
And Mala, with his hands on his heads in disbelief, frustrated with himself that he couldn't put something on frame there. And plenty of time left for Phoenix to get back in this game.
Kyle Rainish, the 34-year-old keeper from Valencia, California, and 2006 national champion with UC Santa Barbara, sends it away. Hasn't had a ton to do, Kyle Rainish, since Amadou Dia was sent off. Did make a couple of big saves in the early stages of this match when we were at even strength for both sides. And Glatzenowako taken down. Grbdovka sends it the other way. Grbdovka going to have a stern talking to with Alex Cooper about running away with the ball after the fact.
And unfortunately for Alex Cooper, it's the second time that he's gotten away with it. Surprised that Dovka doesn't go and pull a card out in that situation. Wasting time, to say the least.
Johnson able to pick the pocket of Mickey Daly. Johnson still with it at his feet. Jason Johnson still somehow with the ball, and finally dispossessed by Pedro Romero. Into the 75th minute we go. Mala has his pass cut out by Ribeiro. Here's Cooper, the orchestrator of the lone goal of the night. Looks like another substitution getting ready to come on for Adam Smith, and it appears to be the central midfielder, Ronnie Argueta, getting prepared to come on. Here's a shot and a save from Carl Wazinski. It was Bustamante, the substitute, on the turn, and Waz is up to the task as Rodolfo is writhing around in pain. Great effort from Bustamante. And the Red Fury expressing their not so kind thoughts on the situation. And a double switch coming up for Patrice Carteron. Luca Ricci and Alessandro Rigi will be the dynamic duo coming on, and to finish up the substitution aspect of this night for Patrice Carteron, and Argueta coming on, Rodolfo coming off after he began to cramp up. And substitutes, as always, brought to you by our friends over at Capriati Sandwich Shop. Fanatically delicious subs. And some good work from Rodolfo up top tonight.
Yeah, good stuff for he. Adam Smith going to be happy with his performance for sure, and going to the likes of a midfielder in Ronnie Argueta, bringing him in. Start to batten down the hatches here in the final 14-15 minutes, and I was just taking a look at exactly what was available for Patrice Carteron, and so he's going to go with Ricci and Rigi. The two of them, James Musa coming off, again starting to give the ball away a little bit, becoming lethargic.
And of course, the substitutes that Patrice Carteron made, also brought to you by Capriati Sandwich Shop. Fanatically delicious subs, as this one is sent in, but never troubling anybody. And it was Ricci to replace Gladson Awako, Rigi replacing James Musa. Luca Ricci has only made a handful of professional appearances. He actually assisted on one of the Chris Cortez goals. And he scored a hat trick against OKC Energy FC, but hasn't seen a ton of time. Very skillful when on the ball. And Phoenix fans well aware of what Alessandro Rigi can bring to the table.
And Ricci was impressive in his debut when he stepped on, got about 15-20 minutes in the match, and what you've seen now is Asante stepped into the middle. He's going to play that 10 spot, Rigi outside, and then Ricci's going to play the holding midfielder role. You see things start to get a little bit out of hand for Danny Barrera. He's going to go into the book.
And Barrera, after that nasty challenge on Ricci, will be shown mustard in the 78th.
And there's the dimension that Alessandro Rigi provides you, and Danny Barrera's getting a little Dikembe Mutombo finger wag in that situation, but that's not even as far as a stretch of a personal foul. There was intent on that for sure.
Barrera, the 26-year-old from Bogota, Colombia, who moved to Thousand Oaks, California. Spent the past few seasons in Sacramento Republic, but has found a nice home here in Fresno. He's part of that Cal FC team in 2012 that was coached by Eric Winalda, that got to the later stage of the U.S. Open Cup as Asante is trying to bring it down. Fresno FC very much on their heels at the moment as Phoenix are throwing a bevy of numbers forward. Greg Dacus says play on. Now into the 80th minute in the desert. Jamal Johnson's goal continues to stand alone. A win or a draw for Fresno, make it 7 unbeaten. The scoreline remains the same. Phoenix will drop their second game of the season.
And if you're Phoenix, you have to move your line higher. I understand that you're tired and you're man down, but there's only 10 minutes left. You've got to push the line much higher and put some more pressure on the Foxes. Give yourself an opportunity to put something on the scoreboard and tie this game up.
Pedro Ribeiro not happy with the call. It was a handball call from Greg Dopka. Solomon Asante on top of the free kick again. Asante, decent ball in, helped along, skips all the way through, and Reinisch will collect. And you can see the reaction from Patrice Carteron at the bottom of your screen. I'm sure his initial reaction is somebody has to get a touch to that.
There's no reason it bounces twice in the box and gets all the way through to the backside. Kyle Reinisch is more than happy to step up and collect that. Easy pickings.
Matt Pickens?
The General's been struggling as of late.
Well, he was on the tail end of a Suni Saad bomb from 35 yards out.
Oof.
Fernandez forward, Ricci, big collision with Reinisch, and I don't know how in the world Luca Ricci, who can't be more than 5'4", was the one who ends up knocking over Reinisch, and it'll be Ricci who's shown mustard in the 82nd now. Reinisch down on the ground. And Reinisch holding that left shoulder collarbone area.
Well, I like the idea from Phoenix to stretch the field. It's a good ball swung in. And that's difficult. I'm not really sure I agree. I'll tell you what, I don't agree with the referee to give a card in that situation because he's almost at the top of the 18.
And he held up.
And he held up. It's a 50-50 ball for the two of them to step in. You're at the top of the 18. And Ricci's coming across. The two of them are coming as fast as possible. Ricci pulls out of that. He doesn't stick a foot out. He doesn't stick an arm out. And they both just bump into each other. You want to call a foul? I might give it to you because it's a goalkeeper at the top of the box. There's no reason for him to show a card there, though.
It was a good idea from Colin Fernandez, sending it forward. It's not like he kept running through and was trying to deliberately injure or force Reinisch to drop the ball.
He stopped and he pulled out. And that's the other thing, too, is he's been on for 2 minutes. It's his first challenge. Can you show him a card already?
Well, the good news is for Phoenix that this will be tacked on to the stoppage time at the end of this one. Bad news for Phoenix. They trail 1-0 and are down a man after Amadou Dia was sent off in the 26th. Herrera. Alex Cooper. Argueta. Alex Cooper dancing on Devontae DeBose. Cooper dragging Ricci. How on earth is that a throw-in?
My emotions are getting the better of me at this point in time, and I'd rather just back off and then let my frustrations boil over. But Alex Cooper stands in front of the ball, does not allow play to progress. Alessandro Ricci tries to go with it. Not only does he not blow a foul, he doesn't even give him a card.
And then calls a throw-in. Goose Fraba. Time ticking away on Phoenix. Red Fury and the Banditos trying to do everything in their power to spur the home side on. But Fresno's been organized defensively. Phoenix have not been able to muster up enough chances. And they're a few minutes away from dropping their second game of the season. Defont. Asante linking up with Ricci. Devontae DeBose. Ricci and Asante can't link up with that give and go. Ronnie Argueta was the one who broke it up. That's really what Ronnie Argueta does best, disrupting play in the middle of the park for the opposition. One of the more interesting stories in the United Soccer League, Ronnie Argueta. We'll get to that in a moment as Luigi Mala sends this over everybody. And a goal kick coming for Rainish. Ronnie Argueta, who attended UC Santa Barbara, had every intention of playing on the varsity side. Didn't see any time his freshman year, dropped out from the team, elected to play club, and then slowly but surely after graduation worked his way through, got on the Ventura County Fusion, the great PDL side, and was able to earn himself a first-team contract with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. As Fresno are on the move and Barrera is stopped in his tracks, but that just speaks volumes about Ronnie Argueta's determination, and even when he was denied an opportunity at UC Santa Barbara, and some of his what would have been teammates are actually on this Fresno team, and he finds himself in the same position all these years later.
We had the pleasure of asking a few questions about Ronnie a couple weeks back. Speaking with former coach Steve Trichu, head coach of Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and he had just the kindest words to say about him, saying that he's such a hard worker, and you kind of gave an idea of what the story is exactly there, just down and out but not forgotten, and just the will power to push himself to the next level, and slowly has brought himself back into the limelight. Got to give that young man credit.
He's actually got 2 goals on the season already. Was by no means a goal scorer for Steve Trichu in those years that he was with the Switchbacks, but was able to find a couple of fortuitous bounces in the early stages this season, and is tied for second on this team in the goal scoring department. Jamal Johnson now leads all scorers on Fresno with 3, Kaffa and Argueta with 2. Verhoeven, him and Fernandez get pinned into one another, and it'll be a foul. It's going to go against Colin Fernandez. 5,829 on hand here in the desert to watch this Western Conference clash. Just hoping that they can see a goal in the final moments of this one that'll salvage a point for Phoenix. That's about the second or third time Verhoeven has been caught kicking the ball away after the fact. He's shown a yellow card in the 88th minute. Phoenix not going to waste any time going the other way. Ribeiro. Asante. Solomon Asante again. The Ghanaian into the area, taken down, no call from the referee. Greg Dopka not having any of it. And Devin, you've disagreed with a number of calls that Greg Dopka has made tonight, but right off the bat, as soon as Asante went down, you're shaking your head no.
That's the right one, and that's the right call. Unfortunately for Solomon, he can wave the finger all he wants, but he takes the touch. He was looking for the call from the referee. You see him get it behind the back line and take a touch, and there's nothing there. It's just 2 guys going shoulder to shoulder. Bradley Candenfeo does a very good job. I'll be the first one to say when the Phoenix Rising are on the short end of the stick, but that's the right decision by the referee.
Mike DeFont just lofting it forward. Root one time for Phoenix. Asante sending it through. Here's Ricci. Phoenix equalize in the 90th. Down a man, but not out. Terrific stuff from the home side at the death. And Alessandro Ricci goes right over to Solomon Asante, who created this.
Well, the ball, the 40-yard ball on a dime to Solomon Asante, and to have the vision, the poise, and the absolute class to just take a step back and play the supportive role, plays it off to the little magician. Alessandro amazing, stepping up, Phoenix Rising 1-1 in the 90th minute.
Alessandro Ricci with his first goal of 2018. Solomon Asante just continues to be super in every facet of the game. What resiliency from this Patrice Carteron side. And the fourth official has officially indicated 4 minutes of stoppage time, and perhaps 4 minutes for Phoenix to go ahead and find a game winner. 4 minutes for Fresno to spoil the party completely. Carl Lazinski will have to do that one over again. But what a response from Phoenix. After going down a man in the 26th minute, Amadou Dia was sent off. I'm sure he is having his own little party in the dressing room here at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. Decent ball forward, the race is on. Great challenge at the back from Mike DeFont, able to get the better of Ronnie Argueta. Verhoeven, clever to get it away. Argueta, the flag stays down. Decent ball in, Johnson able to claim it. Do Phoenix have a game winner in store? The answer is no for the time being. Now it's Argueta, Fresno on the move. Ronnie Argueta from distance, and DeFont takes it right off the noggin. And that's gonna force the athletic trainer to come onto the field. Mike DeFont, as usual, sacrificing the body for the good of the team.
And you gotta give class to Ronnie Argueta stepping in. Obviously just trying to have a go from about 23, 24 yards out. Track back a second, Jason Johnson. You can see the attrition coming into play, trying to play a ball into the middle and just giving it away. But I want to go back in about a minute. Ball's on the right-hand side of the pitch. Fresno has a throw-in. Player steps up to throw it, goes straight up, lets go of it, and then catches. Do we not call foul throws anymore? I mean, does that not exist in football? Oh.
That headache relieving technique would be ideal in this moment. Looks like Patrice Carteron barking out some sort of tactical instruction. Alessandro Ricci being a pest along that Fresno back line, but committing a foul. Offside flag is up. And that might just do it from the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. Alessandro Ricci equalized in the 90th after Phoenix went down a man in the 26th, went down a goal
in the 47th and somehow, some way found a response. And now Didier Drogba trying to aid Patrice Carteron in these tactical changes. Argueta looking for Verhoeven. Verhoeven staying on his feet. Deep throwing coming in for Fresno. We're now into the 96th minute of stoppage time. Verhoeven into the mixer. And it's going to be a goal kick for Karl Wazinski. That's going to do it. What a gritty, gutsy, and anything but glamorous performance from Phoenix Rising FC. They went down a man in the 26th after Dia was sent off. They go down a goal in the 47th, and then Alessandro Rigi comes on as a sub and equalizes in the 90th minute. Devin Kerr, your thoughts?
Super simple. Patrice Carteron always tells us two things. Handle your business at home, go on the road and try and steal a point. They got behind early. They showed great poise and great character, clawed back in, handled their business, got back in the match, got a point.
Point apiece for Phoenix and Fresno. We'll be back in a few moments with postgame.
If you just sign that first
I'm
one
so
there.
sorry.
We'll
I don't feel comfortable signing that.
I don't get the math here.
Was this the same car we talked about?
What's this dealer preparation fee?
I'm so sorry. This just is not.
What we talked about.
Get the car without the car salesman. Carvana, the new way to buy a car.
Phoenix Rising FC, líder Drogba aumenta la intensidad esta temporada. Únete a la acción en el Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex en Scottsdale y disfruta de la oferta cerveza a $1 y participa en el sorteo de carro por parte de Carvana. No te pierdas Phoenix Rising contra LA Galaxy 2 el viernes 4 de mayo a las 7:30 p.m. Compra tus boletos en phxracingfc.com. Phoenix Rising FC, nos elevamos unidos.
Full time at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. What a match. Phoenix equalized in the 90th minute after being down a man for 65 minutes. Fresno FC come away with just a point. Phoenix more of the same. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr. So glad that you could have joined us. And if you're just joining us, we'll give you a little abbreviation of what happened here tonight. The full-time highlights. And Devin, it was really shaping up to be a terrific matchup between these two Western Conference foes who are boasting great offensive prowess. But at the end of the day, it was Amadou Dia getting sent off in the 26th minute, and it just completely turned this game on its head.
One of the worst things that you have to do as an announcer and a former player is agree with a referee. And unfortunately, Amadou Dia just left his feet a little bit early and is going to be shown the red. But like you said, Tyler, let's start from the beginning. Phoenix came out firing on all cylinders, did a good job. They were pushing the pace early on. Like you said, 20 minutes in, we really thought we were going to see more, but Amadou Dia, ball comes out, comes across. He's going to get red carded, thrown out. Phoenix gets put behind the 8 ball. They shift Colin Fernandez into the left back position. Jason Johnson still all alone up top, and you know what? They held their own for most of the first half.
Phoenix would have a couple of opportunities here and there at the end of the first half, but really they were just trying to get into the dressing room at 0-0. Solomon Asante was great on the ball as usual, but obviously with condensed space and down a man, wasn't able to operate in a similar fashion than we're used to seeing Asante. But here was the breakthrough for Fresno.
in the 47th. Great ball across from Cooper, and Jamal Johnson finishing it off for his 3rd of the year.
And it all started for the substitute for the man that we didn't get to see, Kafa Cesar, stepping in the middle of the field, plays a great ball down to the end line. Alex Cooper working his magic, plays the ball back, and Jamal Johnson gets his 3rd goal of the year.
And after the Fresno goal, they would sort of sit back, relax, take their foot off the gas, and it would be to their dismay.
Well, and Adam Smith, time and time again, is shell-shocked and snake-bitten. They have had many an opportunity to finish off a game and haven't been able to do so. Verhoeven had an opportunity. Bustamante had an opportunity. Cesar is on his own. Rodolfo, all of them had a chance to ice this game, and Phoenix didn't let them. They weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net, and you kind of felt them continuously creeping back in. We wondered what the substitutions were going to be. Patrice says, you know what? I'm going to bring on Ricci and Ricci. They do a good job showing a lot of emotion, a lot of power. Most importantly, they had fresh legs. They step in the final 15 minutes, just excellent ball movement, unselfish play from almost every single person on the pitch. And here you're going to get a great ball played in. Asante, unselfish ball through to Ricci, finish to the back post, and the Magician knots it up at 1, and they're able to escape with a point.
Unbelievable finish here in the desert. Final stats from these 90 minutes. And you look at the shots, relatively even for shots and shots on target. If you're Adam Smith and you're in the dressing room afterwards, I feel like the message is it has to be better if you're up a man.
Your boys are going to get a stern talking to. You were still able to come into a hostile environment and get a point, but 7 matches unbeaten now, 5 ties. I mean, you're not really proving anything. That's mediocrity at its best. I think they're going to get a stern talking to, going to be very frustrated with their performance or lack thereof to be able to close it out. And I said that at the top of the broadcast. They've let teams hang around. They did it again.
Fresno FC, the Foxes will move to 2-5-1 on the season. As Devin mentioned, 7 unbeaten since dropping the season opener against Las Vegas Lights FC. Phoenix Rising FC, on the other hand, moved to 3-3-1. They pull out a draw in a game where they probably weren't expected to get any points after the 26th minute. So just a gutsy, gritty performance from Patrice Carteron's troops. And Phoenix Rising FC's next game is going to be against LA Galaxy 2. A team that they just beat 1-0 on the road in Carson. And that match is going to be Friday, May 4th. So a relatively quick turnaround for this Phoenix side, as they're not going to have their usual full 6 days off. It's going to be around 5 days. There it is, LA Galaxy 2, 7:30 p.m. And that game will be on your view as well on ESPN+. But what a terrific night of football, Devin.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Phoenix is going to have a tale of 2 trips here. They're going to go home to Los Dos, at OKC, at Tulsa. That's numbers 15, 16, and 17 in the Western Conference. After that 3-game span, they're going to do home to Sac Republic, away to Swope Park, away to St. Louis. That's numbers 2, 5, and 6. So next 3 games, very vital. They got to get at least 7 points. You're going in there, you could definitely get 9.
Well, they're certainly riding some momentum after the finish here at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. After going down a man and a goal, Phoenix answer in the 90th minute by way of this Asante to Ricci goal. Ricci with his first of the season, and Phoenix claw out a point in a game where they shouldn't have gotten anything. And look at what it means to Patrice Carteron. Cannot wait to see Phoenix back in action again. For our entire broadcast crew and my broadcast partner, Devin Kerr, I'm Tyler Terrence saying so long for now. Final score, Phoenix 1, Fresno 1. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.